I am Dr. Excretory Systematica. I am going to interview some people about excretory system. Hi girls!
Hi!
Do you know about excretory system?
Yes!
What is that?
These systems are essential to homeostasis because they dispose of metabolic waste and control body fluid composition.
Do you know its function?
As far as I know, excretory system is to remove waste products of metabolism from the body, preventing damage to its tissues.
As far as you know, what are the parts?
Kidney, liver, bile, large intestine, and skin.
And what its function? Okay, so I will explain it. Well, there are parts of excretory system. First is the kidney. Kidney removes nitrogenous waste from blood such as urea and salt. And excess water are also removed from the blood and excrete them into form of urea. Second is the liver. It detoxifies and breaks down chemicals. Bile is reduced in the liver and it stores in the gallbladder. And the fourth is large intestine. It collects waste from the body. Skin extracts sweat through sweat glands throughout the body. And lastly, the endocrine. Like sweat glands, endocrine gland allow excess water to leave the body. That is excretory system. Goodbye! Information, I will give you some video about the pathway of excretory system.
Excretory system. Just as how we throw away the waste material from our homes, our body too has a system to remove the waste. This system is called the excretory system. The excretory system consists of kidneys, ureters, the urinary bladder, and urethra. The main organs of the excretory system are the kidneys. These are two bean-shaped organs located on each side at the lower abdomen. The kidneys filter the blood. They help to get rid of waste in the form of urine. The urine is carried by tubes called ureters to the urinary bladder. The urinary bladder stores the urine. When the bladder is full, the urine is passed out through the urethra. In this way, the excretory system removes waste from the body. A detailed anatomy of the kidney is shown here. The longitudinal section of the kidney shows the location of the renal cortex, renal medulla, the renal pyramid, and the renal pelvis. Observe the placement of nephrons in the enlarged renal lobe. Seen here is the anatomy of a nephron. A nephron is also called as the kidney tubule. It is the basic unit of a kidney. There are more than 1 million nephrons in a kidney. The main parts of a nephron are the Bowman's capsule, the glomerulus, the proximal convoluted tubule, the distal convoluted tubule, and the loop of Henle. An enlarged view of the Bowman's capsule with the glomerulus may be observed here.
Good afternoon guys!
Welcome to
EDA Bio31
version 31. I'm Marie S. Copra,
I'm John Luis B. Malinaw,
reporting here from Xavier University. So today we'll be talking about the hormones and the endocrine system. Right, Rex?
Right! We're talking about parts, functions, and hormone releases.
So Rex, what do you feel when you saw your crush along the hallway? Do you have raging hormones building up inside you? Okay, so let's start. Blooper. Hormones are body's chemical messengers. They travel in the bloodstream to tissues or organs. They work slowly over time and affect many different processes, including your growth development, metabolism, sexual function, reproduction, and mood. The endocrine system is the contrast to the exocrine, which secretes its hormones using dogs. Examples of exocrine glands include the sweat glands, salivary glands, mammary glands, and liver. So Rex, what are the parts of endocrine?
The major parts of endocrine gland, including the pineal gland, pituitary gland, pancreas, ovary, testes, thyroid gland, and parathyroid.
Pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is inside the brain. It oversees the other glands and keep hormone levels in check. It can bring about a change in hormone production somewhere else in the system by releasing its own stimulating hormones. The pituitary gland is also connected to the nervous system through part of the brain called the hypothalamus. The hormones released by the pituitary gland are gonadotropins, growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormones, adrenocorticotropic hormone, prolactin, antidiuretic hormone, and oxytocin. Your pituitary gland is a pea-sized gland at the base of your brain. The pituitary is the master control gland. It hormones that affect growth and the functions of other glands in the body. With pituitary orders, you often have too much or too little of one of your hormones. Injuries can cause pituitary disorders, but the most common cause is the pituitary tumor. Thyroid gland.
Thyroid gland sit on the neck at the front of the windpipe. It releases thyroid hormone, which requires for metabolism of body homeostasis. It is controlled by TSH, which is produced by the pituitary gland through the feedback loop.
Parathyroid gland. There are usually 4 parathyroid glands which lie alongside the thyroid gland. The thyroid gland is involved in calcium, phosphate, and vitamin D regulation.
Adrenal gland. There are 2 adrenal glands which sits at the top of each kidney. Siya of color basta yellow. They make a number of different hormones. The outside part of the gland is make cortisol, aldosterone, and sex hormone. The century of the adrenal gland makes adrenaline. Adrenaline is a sample of hormone that under the control of the nervous system.
Pancreas, an organ of digestion which is inside the abdomen. It makes insulin, which controls the amount of sugar in the bloodstream. It also makes other hormones such as glucagon and somatostatin. Ovaries are inside the female pelvis. They make female sex hormones like estrogen.
Testes. They hang on the male scrotus. They make male sex hormone like testosterone. Head.
Problems of the endocrine system. Numerous problems can occur in the endocrine system. These can be considered as excessive or deficient hormone production. Endocrine organs are also prone to tumors, which can overproduce hormones. Some problems of the endocrine system include diabetes, menstruation abnormalities, thyroid problems, parathyroid problems, pituitary adenomas, and neuroendocrine tumors. So diabetes. Diabetes is too much sugar in the blood caused by problems with insulin production. This includes types 1 diabetes, deficiency of insulin, and type 2 of diabetes, initially excessive, then deficiency of insulin.
Menstruation abnormalities. Irregular menstruation or lack of menstruation. Some causes of this include polycystic ovary syndrome, pituitary adrenal or primary ovary failure.
Thyroid problems. When the gland is overactive or hyperthyroidism or underactive hypothyroidism, thyroid nodules are common but thyroid cancers are rare.
Parathyroid problem. An enlargement of one or more the parathyroid glands can lead to high calcium level of the blood.
Pituitary adenomas. These are tumors of the pituitary gland that can take too much of a certain hormone or cause deficiencies of hormones. These tumors can be also small microadenomas or large macroadenomas.
And the last thing is neuroendocrine tumor. This is a rare tumor to certain endocrine gland. Usually the adrenal gland, pancreas, or small bowels. This is equal to too much adrenaline release by the adrenaline gland. Hematoma, or too much hormone from a parathyroid tumor which causes diarrhea and nausea.
So guys, here's a video provided for you in order for you to understand how hormones work. So watch it.
Units of this system are special kinds of glands. Unlike other glands, endocrine glands secrete their products, called hormones, directly into the bloodstream. The powerful hormones travel everywhere in the body, influencing every aspect of life in very specific ways. Many parts of the body secrete hormones, but 6 major types of glands are of particular importance to adults. They are the islets of Langerhans in the pancreas, the thyroid and parathyroids, the adrenals, the gonads, and in the head, the pituitary. Every major endocrine gland is a highly structured organ. Throughout each run the smallest blood vessels, capillaries. Hormones are secreted into the capillaries. Through a microscope, it is possible to see red blood cells as they move through the capillaries and veins. Hormones, however, are not actually visible. They are in solution in the blood plasma, just as salt is in solution in seawater and is invisible. The hormones enter the general circulation. Eventually, they filter back to the capillaries elsewhere in the body. Unlike the red blood cells, hormones travel freely through the capillary walls. Though they travel everywhere in the body, hormones only influence specific target cells. A hormone may have relatively few targets, affecting only a few kinds of cells. A different hormone may affect nearly every cell in the body. Every target cell has a chemical receptor, which the hormone specifically fits, as a key specifically fits a lock. The receptor may be on the surface of the cell or inside it. A cell that is not a target for a particular hormone has no receptors for it and is not affected by it.
That's all guys, and this is EDA Bio31 version 31.
Hope you
Enjoy!
I'm going to report about the summary of nervous system. So the nervous system is composed of all nerve tissues in the body. The functions of nerve tissue are to receive stimuli, transmit stimuli to nervous centers, and to initiate response. The central nervous system consists of the brain and spinal cord and serves as the collection point of nerve impulses. The peripheral nervous system includes all nerves not in the brain or spinal cord and connects all parts of the body to the central nervous system. The somatic nervous system controls functions that are under conscious voluntary control, such as skeletal muscles and sensory neurons of the skin. The autonomic nervous system, mostly motor nerves, controls functions of involuntary smooth muscles, cardiac muscles, and glands. The sympathetic system activates and prepares the body for rigorous muscular activity, stress, and emergencies, while the parasympathetic system lowers activity, operates during normal situations, permits digestion, and conservation of energy. In the peripheral nervous system, a chemical neurotransmitter carries the nerve impulses from neuron to neuron across a synapse. The neurotransmitters are acetylcholine, norepinephrine, serotonin, and others. So the neurotransmitters, the events in a neurotransmission in the synapse are summarized in the graphic on the left. Release of neurotransmitter. Transmission of nerve impulses is accomplished when a nerve impulse causes the ruptures of vesicles containing the chemical transmitter from the nerve ending. Interaction with receptor. The neurotransmitter crosses the synapse and interacts with receptors located on the membrane of the next neuron. Degradation of neurotransmitter. After each impulse, it is necessary to inactivate or terminate the neurotransmitter's action. This may be accomplished by degradation as in the hydrolysis of acetylcholine or diffusion from the receptor. The NT may be simply diffused from the receptor site after a short period of time, resynthesized or restore NT. The neurotransmitter may be retaken back into the storage site or new NT is synthesized. As might be anticipated, drugs or poisons act as different steps in the sequence of events to modify the normal neurotransmission. Drugs or poisons may have stimulant or depressant effects by any of the mechanisms